This is Epic Gaming Night, a podcast about board games and the stories and relationships they create. Welcome to the Epic Gaming Night podcast, a podcast about tabletop games, but mostly board games. I'm your host, Roy Candy, and with me, as always, is Matt.
Matt, you better bring it.
Oh, man, that's the comment for the ages right there. Hello.
And Rob.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
See, their intros were too weak the first time, so that's why we're doing take two.
Boom.
I was trying to look up the John Cena theme and just play it instead of saying hello. And I was just like, I got very lazy.
Would that get copyright flagged?
Vader, where have you been, man? I've talked to people online, and now Darth Vader shows up. I love it.
Awesome.
You can hear that. Crystal, we want to hear from you. That's what tonight's about. It's about you guys, because we've been talking for 100 episodes. We're tired.
Nice.
You please call it just talk.
That's it's about 4 days worth of content. Over 4 days worth of content.
Awesome. Yeah, this is our
Including
100th episode, and for this episode, we're going to have guests from chat and people from our community join us in our 100th episode. So, super excited.
So if you're listening to this later, apologies. You missed it.
Yes, but also join us live on Tuesday nights when we do these episodes live on YouTube. Boom. Hector, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde está Hector? Vámonos.
Awesome.
We should just get Hector on and just do the whole thing in Spanish.
That would be good. We could open up
I have 25 minutes until I leave for bar trivia. I'm all yours until then. Okay, quick fun facts. Bar trivia. POTUS, President of the United States. John Lennon and Elvis are not alive. Neither is Tupac or Biggie.
Yeah.
They discover new whales every year. Up to 3 new species of whale they've discovered since the 90s every year. Answer 3 is the Industrial Revolution. Jake, you are right. Another bar trivia is...
I don't think we're doing bar trivia quite yet.
Was actually not our first president. He was our first voted-in president, but the colonies actually had 17 presidents before George Washington became president. They were just elected within their own Senate.
Nice, Rob. So I'd like to welcome to the show Crystal from Board Game Blitz. What's up?
Hello, guys. How's it going?
Hey,
How
are you?
Pretty
Crystal?
awesome.
Do you have any bar trivia?
Yes, I am. I'm going to bar trivia in a little while, so I guess you guys are getting me ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm glad we come first.
Eric Clapton was part of a band called Derek and the Dominoes before he went on to do his solo stuff. Just more fun
I did not know that. If there's an Eric Clapton question tonight, I am all prepped now.
The only reason I know that's because I went to bar trivia one night, and that was one of the questions, and I was like, I know this!
Awesome.
It's like season 5? No, season 7 or 8, actually. On The Office, when they go to the bar and they do the trivia because Andy needs to win all of the money back that he spent. So go to The Office. It's going to be when Andy's now the manager. So it's got to be season 8. You'll get a bunch of answers.
Perfect.
Well, welcome so much to the show, Crystal. It's our episode 100, so we're super excited to have you on. If you guys don't know, Crystal does a podcast called Board Game Blitz, and she also is part of Favorite Game Friday. But yeah, super excited to have you on.
I'm super excited to be here, and congratulations, you guys, for episode 100. That is so huge and awesome, and it is definitely a milestone accomplishment that you guys should be very, very proud of, and I'm excited for you.
Hype.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are pretty excited.
Yeah, the funny thing is, 100 kept creeping up, and Rob's like, Roy, you need to plan something for this. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like, for 50, we had, like, a whole bunch of, like, designers and all kinds of people come on, and, like, that was when I basically only did the podcast, and now I do all these other things, and I'm just like, I'm drowning in things. I don't know what to do.
But what did I say? I said, Roy, give it back to the people. We need our fans. We need our friends. We need whoever wants to come on the show, give them the chance. Power to the people.
Rob, the populist hero, coming in with hammer and sickle. Hard from the red.
Bro, I love the people. I love Greek food. I hate their economy. We don't talk politics anymore on the show. Lots of good stuff going on. Tell you what, yes, that's another bar trivia question. The Greek economy, still terrible. Still terrible.
Still terrible?
Yes,
that's
still terrible.
That's a throwback to like episode 4. When that started.
Was it that long ago?
It's been a while.
So, Crystal, do you have any questions or anything that you think we should talk about, or any board game related things you'd like to talk about?
Well, since I'm a fellow podcaster and I'm a little bit newer to the podcasting realm than you guys are, I actually had a question for all of you. If you could go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice before you started podcasting or really early in your podcasting days, what would you tell yourself?
Okay, real quick. Can it be anything, or is it just podcasting advice?
Well, let's say podcasting related and ancillary, because because
I would definitely be sharing some Powerball numbers with my friend self.
Rob's gonna be like, buy stock in Disney. They buy Star Wars and Marvel.
Didn't Back to the Future teach you anything about the whole sports betting and going back, and you ruin the timeline when you do that, man?
I'm not Biff. I'm a good guy. I'm not out to kill Michael.
Make like a tree and get out of here.
Hey, that was good.
Nice.
You guys go first. I need to think about this.
I would tell Rob to not breathe in the mic so much. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh boy.
Hey, that's why now Rob has this.
Yeah, man, good old pop filters. They're nice.
Yeah, so when we started the podcast, we started like super bare bones. We're literally just like, hey, this is the thing. We'll do it. We'll just wing it. And hopefully it's improved a little bit. But like our podcast has always been live. We originally did it on Twitch. We did live videos over there. And then we moved over to doing it live on YouTube. And it's definitely been fun and a different experience doing it completely live. But yeah, I would just tell myself to continue at it, because lots of awesome things are going to come up in the future, because I'm really excited about what's going on at Epic Gaming Night, and I'm really excited about all the people we've gotten to meet and all the people we've got to have on the podcast. So I would just continue to encourage myself, I guess, just like Isaac Vega encouraged us when we first started.
That's super awesome.
Yeah. I think my recommendation...
Yeah, you go, Matt.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, don't drop the expensive microphone I have on the floor one time, because after that I noticed there were a number of technical issues that arose. But yeah, that was...
Matt, you should be like, don't leave your computer on like all day one day or whatever, because the power will...
I do.
Yeah, didn't it catch fire?
Oh yeah, that was the power supply. My computer exploded once. It was neat. Yeah.
Sounds mildly terrifying.
I still have it behind me. I RMA'd it last February and just never sent it in. So, yeah.
What?
I'm a masterclass in laziness.
Tell yourself not to volunteer for overnight working.
It wasn't that bad once you got used to it.
Yeah, I mean,
just the whole missing the podcast for a month.
Yeah. Good times. Rob, did you have anything else for yourself?
I, besides the breathing, and I would just tell myself to maybe get a better mic up front.
Yeah.
And maybe to shut up a little bit more at the beginning, because, I'd get nervous and I would talk a lot, not knowing what I was going to say. And I don't know what I'm going to say now, but I'm more confident about saying stupid stuff now than I was then. But I've enjoyed it. It's just been fun. Like meeting fans and talking to people and having guests on the show, and just the whole experience in interacting with other people. I've loved it. So I would just tell myself to get a decent mic, because my mic's not great now, but it's better than I had. Get a decent mic and just enjoy it. And that's what I would tell you, Crystal, just enjoy it, because it's awesome. We're a part of an amazing community. We have amazing people, and you're a part of that as well. And, life's great, and take advantage of these little moments where we all get to nerd out with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are awesome, and I think the fact that you do your podcast live makes it stand out from most of the others, because the conversation is entirely organic in a way that regular podcasts can't be. Like, obviously, another podcast, they're having a real conversation, but they're editing out the little stuff and the whatnot, and you guys are just 100% organic, and I think that really is a great thing.
Good or bad, we are.
Good or bad. I think it's funny because
we've
had some guests that have been nervous to come on the show because they're like, I've been on podcasts before, but not like live ones. Like, literally everything I say is going to make it into the podcast, and they're like, I need to make sure I don't say certain things because it's going to be crazy. But
I always just love when we invite people on and they're just like, so do I need to like set up to record on my end? They're like, nah, just grab a beer and talk.
Like, literally, we're the most casual about majority of our stuff. Like, it's ridiculous because we're literally like, yeah, just come on the show. Oh, no, you don't need to worry about anything. Just come on the show and we'll make it work. And the same thing with the Favorite Game Friday that we do is literally like, oh yeah, just send in a video when you can. You know, it'd be nice if you could send one in every week. But I mean, I understand things come up, like super casual, all the stuff. Just have fun with it. So that's the main thing, is having fun with it.
I would also say that LinkedIn is one of the best ideas that I ever had. And I love that happened, and I want it to always happen. But I'm so glad that it was creepy and weird and awkward the first time. And it continues to be this.
So, Rob, today with just random guests coming on the show, are you going to have to search their LinkedIn like while we're live?
Time. I could though. Hold on. Let me.
Crystal.
The entire podcast is just Rob on like a dot matrix printer beside him, just like just making noises, printing out stuff. He's like, gotta highlight this.
I work for a credit card company. It's not that exciting.
Hey, it is not boring.
He'll find what school you went to and start making your mascot noises. That's normally how this goes.
Absolutely.
Unless you find out that I went to a school that is NAIA Division II and you've never heard of it before.
Hey, but Google has.
Okay, Google. Well, then you're gonna better get your horse noises ready because the Mustangs are coming.
Oh, what? Is that...
Yeah, I went to a small private school in Iowa, 1,200 full-time students when I was in attendance there. Now, admittedly, it's bigger now, but still really small.
I was going to say, that was almost my high school.
Yeah, my high school was twice as big as the college I went to, so that's kind of crazy.
All right, here we go.
So, Crystal, are there any games that you're currently super excited about?
Well, I have been really good over the past couple of years with Kickstarter, like not backing too much, not going crazy. And today,
this last month,
dear goodness, today, like everything is happening, and I'm so I backed the Gloomhaven 2nd edition that just went up today.
Yeah.
I backed hardback, the prequel to paperback. I have not clicked the pledge button on Circle the Wagons yet, the new Button Shy game, but I read the description of it, and it sounds like something completely up my alley, so I'm probably doing that as well. I know the Secret Cabal is launching their Kickstarter tomorrow, and they have a really cool, like, interactive game that's involved with that.
ARG,
so,
yeah.
Yeah,
Warning side?
So much stuff. As far as, like, new games that I've acquired, King Domino has been one of my biggest hits as of late. I heard about it on the Draft Mechanic podcast, and I was like, oh, that actually sounds kind of neat. And then I played it
Jake's
and bought it instantly. Oh, yay, Jake's in chat?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh, you've done a lot of stuff. You're a writer?
I'm a writer. That's what I do for a living. I'm a copywriter.
It's not good, but I write words down.
No, that's awesome. That is good.
It's brilliant.
Like, people like to make fun, like, oh, well, anybody can be a writer. But no, like, if you have thoughts to say, put them down on paper. Somebody will want to read them. Like, it doesn't matter if you think you're good or bad. Like, it's awesome.
I'm like a halfway decent person, but if people read my thoughts, they'd be like, no, lock him away. You've done a bunch.
I've done
your social media coordinator at GameWorks. From what time?
So I right after the recession hit, I moved to Vegas, and then the recession hit literally months after I moved here in 2008. So I started working at GameWorks on the Las Vegas Strip in 2008, and I worked there for 2.5 years.
Very good.
Yeah, so I mean, working in a video game arcade, truthfully, of all the jobs to have, like, when you can't find a real job, like, that was a lot of fun, because I got to play Dance Revolution anytime I wanted. Yeah, like, I had a manager card that I could just load up with credits, and just swipe and play Dance Dance Revolution anytime.
Hey,
is
wow,
awesome.
you graduated with a lot of honors. Good for you.
He really went hard on the LinkedIn there. You're
We're,
going to scare away all the rest of the
Rob's
guests
a
that
no.
might be joining in because they're afraid you're going to look up all their personal information.
That's how they come up with the usernames.
So
Not gonna find somebody named Bim Bob.
I listened to Crystal's podcast, Board Game Blitz, and it's always funny because she talks about a lot of games. Like, one of her favorite games is Battlestar Galactica, and that's one of the games that, like, got me and Rob into the hobby. And it's always funny because the other day she was talking about Rex and how, like, awesome it was to play. And I'm like, holy crap, Crystal's, like, the female version of me, like, playing all these, like, super, like, combative, in-your-face, like, thematic games. Like, you're super into like a lot of the theme stuff, which is super exciting.
Yeah, no, every time you talk about stuff now, I'm like, man, that's like, yes, like you're me. And, like, so now I have to dye my hair orange and blue, clearly.
It's supposed to be purple, but
Oh,
yeah,
oh.
because purple and
Well,
orange won.
I'm happy about the purple because I voted for purple in the poll.
Oh my
so.
god! I just realized you're the Price is Right showdown colors.
The showcase
Just in
showdown.
case you're curious, yeah. That's amazing.
Nice. Awesome. And another thing I love about
is
the Board
awesome.
Game Blitz podcast is whenever they're talking about, oh man, I got this game or got that game because it's a thing that my boyfriend or my husband would play with me, and I'm like, everybody goes through the same struggle trying to get their significant other to like find games that they will enjoy and they play with them, and it's really awesome to see like a completely
The
like,
other side,
the other
yeah.
side, and it's just like we're all just gamers. We just like love games, and we want the people that we love to love games also. So it's interesting to hear you guys talk about that as well. So
Yeah, it's a struggle. My husband is really big into Magic the Gathering, and he enjoys board games, but he doesn't play them as much as I do. So finding the right board game, like he really liked Millennium Blades because the whole CCG thing, he thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, it's everybody's got to struggle. You got to get the people you love into gaming with you.
for sure. Awesome.
Well, I can peace out so you guys can actually do your regular stuff and have more guests on. But I'm so happy.
Hey,
to
I will say
hi.
this, so everybody check out their show because they are even more friendly in real life than they are on the show, and the show was already amazing. So please check them out. Jake and Chris will do a fantastic job, and it's been a pleasure to get to know them. And I'm sorry, last time we played Captain Sonar, I did terrible.
Wrong people.
No, that's not wrong, people.
Yes. Yes.
You look just like his wife. Oh my God. Roy, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Rob, you should just vet through me who we're talking to each
No,
time.
my God.
this is good because Draft Mechanic is a wonderful podcast. I am a
Nope,
fan
you're
of
terrible.
it. They create
doing
awesome content and they talk about beer and board games, and
Yes.
it's wonderful. So good commercial for them because they do awesome stuff. They
So,
do.
Crystal, how about you tell us what you do instead of Rob telling us what you don't
boy.
do?
Oh, I've never met Crystal, but when I do, I'm going to give you money.
You get a hug, sir. You get a hug when you meet me. That's what I do.
Oh.
Hugs are my thing. It was nice to be called nice. I'll take it. It's fine. So I host a podcast called Board Game Blitz with two other women. We were the first podcast about board games to be hosted entirely by women. There are now 3. The others are awesome as well. But yeah, we launched almost a year ago. Our 1-year anniversary is actually coming up in May. And since Ambi and Cassidy probably will not watch this because they aren't as avid podcast consumers as I am, I can say on here that I'm probably going to be hitting you up, Roy, in the near future for something involving our 1-year anniversary episode because I want to surprise them with some stuff. But yeah, so our episodes are 30 minutes or less. They release every other week on Thursdays, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So that's us.
It's crazy that you guys have been doing it for a year because I'm pretty sure like I've listened to basically almost all of your episodes, and I'm like, man, time just flies by. That's awesome.
It has for us as well. We can't believe that we're almost at we've already we've recorded our next episode, and then I think we only have 2 more before our 1-year episode after that. So.
And Crystal and Ambi do a great job like helping out with Favorite Game Friday. They're like a couple of the MVPs of Favorite Game Friday. Like every week you guys are there to count on. So
Yeah, I don't
thanks
think
so
I've
much.
missed a week yet, although I do get my videos in a little bit late sometimes, but, what can you say?
Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
I'm not saying anything.
Rob is the guy that when we were at Gen Con, like, he ran up to, like, I think it was like Bruno Faduti or something like that at Gen
asked
Con.
him
Was
where
like,
the
hey
bathroom
man,
was.
where's the bathroom? And I'm like, you realize that's like a famous game designer, right? And he's like, I just want to know where the bathroom was. So,
I mean, famous game designers have to pee sometimes too, so
Right?
awesome,
They
Crystal.
would
Well,
know.
thanks so much for coming on the show.
thank you guys.
And we'll
It's
let
been
you
wonderful.
get-
Congratulations again on episode 100.
Yeah, good luck
Thank
at
you
your trivia.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, that was absolutely
Peace.
terrible. That was so bad. That was so bad.
Hey man, it's. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's
sweet.
okay.
I've
It's-
met you in real life.
a
You're so
thing.
fantastic.
Uh,
my favorite part is that you read the LinkedIn and realized that she lives in Las Vegas,
and then you still went hard for it.
and then we're like, nah, she lives in
No,
Winston.
I didn't even. You know what? Actually, they live in Charlotte.
Yep.
Oh, hey,
I didn't even look at where she lives, and it does say Las Vegas, Nevada. I didn't even. I just went straight down to experience and work.
Look who this guy is. Welcome, Mark Streed, to the podcast. Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
hello.
How have you been, sir?
Good. Yep. We just
Hey,
how
this
are you?
is the guy that is over the top killing it on Favorite Game Friday.
Oh yeah, for
This
sure.
is the guy who is taking the iMovie app to the extreme. And
Hey,
Actually, it's
Premiere.
It's Adobe Premiere. Yeah. Yep.
Me,
get that
me and
license
Mark
for
go back
Sony
and
Vegas.
forth on tips for Adobe Premiere and such.
Yes, we do. Man, I can't imagine not having Adobe Premiere. It's just awesome. So
Yeah, it's funny because some of the other contributors on Favorite Game Friday were like, "Man, we should try to like up our game and like do it to Mark's level." And some of the other contributors were like, "No, calm down, people. This is too hard. We can't do that."
I'm not even going to. I can't even do it up to Tony's level.
yeah, dude, you got to learn vertical video though. You can't be doing that anymore. really, no vertical
Me?
video. Yes, you.
I mean, come on, it's on
Sideways?
Instagram. Everybody's watching on their phone anyway.
Well, we do put it up on the
Just
Dice
hope.
Tower afterwards as well. So.
That's right.
Ah,
All right,
Who
I'll
watches
start
the
doing.
Dice Tower?
Hey, what's the
Come
one
on.
for this? What's the one for this Friday?
3-player.
3-player games.
3-player.
Yep.
See,
I'm already
not
in the
on
middle
Instagram,
of
so-
I'm already in the middle of planning. I've already shot a bunch of stuff. I'm compiling. Just wait.
Okay.
So if you guys don't know,
Three
we've had Mark on the show a few times before. He was also here for our 50th episode. Hype.
Yes.
Um,
yeah.
But Mark is a reviewer for Board Game Corner, and he does videos on the Dice Tower, and he's also a contributor on several other things there, and he helps out with all sorts of different stuff in the board gaming industry. So make sure to check out all the Board Game Corner stuff, because that stuff is
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you much. Well, congrats on 100 episode, guys. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank
We
you.
are
Huge.
super
That's
stoked.
huge. Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. So when's the next 100? You gonna step up your game and do it more often, or are you gonna?
Yeah, we're going bi-weekly after
That's
this.
right.
I
Tuesdays
don't
and
know if
Thursdays.
we could step up anymore. We literally have not taken a week off.
We
Wow, that's
literally,
I have.
I think,
Oh, hold on. Matt and I have. Roy has not taken a week off.
Roy is not taking a week off.
hey, even more than that, there are several weeks where I double uploaded podcasts, and I'm not
Wow.
even joking. Like, because we would have like different
Special
designers, or like we had like an illustrator come on the podcast once,
Right.
and he had to come on the weekend, and I was like, and the other guys couldn't be on the show, so I'm like, I'll just make like an extra episode, and then we'll do like right after Gen Con, we'll just have so much to talk about. We'll be like, oh, let's just do like 2 episodes like this week. It's fine. We're just going to talk about lots and lots of things. So,
Nice.
we've been going
Hey,
at
how's,
it.
How's Wirestone treating you?
Day job. Yeah, it's up and down.
It's tough being a TSM.
It is.
For those that
It's-
don't know, Mark is a technical services manager at Wirestone.
I am
in Colorado.
indeed. Yeah, that's my alter ego, right?
Nice.
we missed you, man. Hey,
Yeah.
you're going to Cool Mini or not, right?
Yep. How about you guys?
Oh, bro, we're
I
going.
think all of us
Yeah.
are going. We're
Yeah,
having like
all of you going.
a few
Nice.
people from our game group are going too, as well as like my wife is going to come also. So it's going to be like super
Wow,
crazy.
That's huge.
So
Yeah.
is one of my closest friends from Arkansas.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're all converging on Cool Mini or Not Expo. So we'll see how that
Dude,
goes.
that's awesome. We should film something.
Yeah, I'm definitely like
Yeah.
trying to plan on stuff. I was getting with Tom too, being like, "What's the schedule like for the Dice Tower? Like, let's make some stuff happen." I know I'm gonna kidnap some people for like Favorite Game Friday videos. I'm gonna be like,
Did you see what
doing Favorite Game
Adam
Friday.
Sparkles said about you in chat?
Just
Oh no, what did he say about me?
full on selfies.
It's hard to believe Roy has any work ethic when he looks like a guy shooting up in the background of the scene from SLC Punk.
Just because you get someone's name wrong, like
Oh,
5
man.
times,
Oh.
doesn't mean you can say that they shoot up drugs.
Boy.
I think it has to do more with the hair, but I love it.
Whatever, man.
Was-
Hey, are we
This
gonna play?
this hair
are
is
we gonna
partially his
play
fault
Zombicide?
because he's a
At Black
patron.
We absolutely have to. Yes.
You want me to bring it? Because I'm driving, so it'd be a lot
Yeah.
easier for me to bring.
I
Dude.
suspect they'll have it.
I'm
but-
thinking that they'll have it, and they'll probably also
Yeah.
have like some previews of the Kickstarter that's supposed to be coming up for it,
Yeah.
right? Did you hear about that?
Oh,
They
yeah.
announced
yeah,
a new
the,
Kickstarter for Black Plague.
I am beyond
There's
excited.
yeah, it's like Zombie Side. I think Green Horde was what they were calling it.
Yeah, it's gonna have
Yes.
like orcs and goblins in
Um,
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're doing like a whole Black Plague campaign, like they did Zombicide season 1, season 2, season 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I can hardly wait.
I don't have like
That was
any
a-
money.
Right.
Rising
Man, that's
Sun
okay. I'm
just
back.
finished,
I'm back.
so the bank account just went down $100 for each of us.
I backed 4 games in a month.
Wow.
I didn't go that
Sounds
hard,
wrong.
but I did do Rising Sun, and I got all of their backing stuff except for the art book. And then
Oh.
I did Village Attacks, and I got several of their expansions as well.
I'm super stoked to play Rising Sun at Cool Mini or Not Expo. Hopefully, we can hit
Oh
that
my
up.
goodness.
Yeah.
But
I'm
hey,
gonna
Mark,
plan,
I'll still
but
bring
tell
it.
me you didn't
So
do
if we play after
Okay.
hours.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I got to talk to Eric at length about how the different clans and their powers work.
Mhm.
They're insane. In any other game, they would be game-breaking powers.
Oh yeah.
They're phenomenal. So it'll be really interesting to see how they all mesh. And he said he had way more powers, like 20 plus that he was working with, and those are the ones he settled on. So
My thing is, how many people are just going to argue over who gets to play the clan with the little moving turtle strongholds? Like everybody's just going to be
Right?
fighting
Those are
over it.
so
Like,
cool.
like turtles, man! I want to be the turtle clan.
yeah,
There's that one clan that you can just invade anywhere.
Yeah, you can move.
The
You can
blue
move
ones, right?
anywhere.
I think
Yep,
they're blue.
Yep.
Yeah, the bird. The bird. That's what I'm
Literally,
interested in.
they invented the helicopters. It's all good.
Yep.
Like that's got to be so dangerous. I'm excited also for the big mat that comes out,
Oh yeah.
so we'll have even more room.
I'm glad you're getting that, so we
Man.
can try it out. The mat.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'll charge you guys to play on it so I can recoup my cost.
Do you do it per minute, or how you gonna?
It depends if I win or not. If I lose per minute,
Well, if
I'm
it's
just
anything
being
like
honest.
Blood Rage,
Yeah, man. We just try to have fun in that
then
game.
Roy's not going to play on it. That's what that means.
Oh,
uh,
Oh,
That's
good
awesome.
times.
I'm pretty
What
sure
are you-
I've never lost a game of Blood Rage, and it gets on people's
Really?
nerves.
I will beat you.
see, I've
I'm not even
probably
worried about it.
I don't know. I've played it at least a dozen times, and I've won probably 4 of those. So
Gotcha.
it just varies greatly with our group. Randy is very competitive, so
Mhm.
he's really good at that stuff, and he wins a lot of games. But once in a while, games that you can play from the hip, where you
Yeah.
have to make decisions fast, he's not as good with because he likes to play the long game and plan it way out. So those games I tend to do better, and with dice chuckers, whatever. But if it's a real thinky game and you have to, he's definitely on top of those.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I'm super excited about the Zai expansion coming out. That's one of the games I
Yes.
would really love to play with you at Cool Mini or Not
That
Expo.
would be awesome. We should do it.
Because I'm trying to get.
Will it be in before then?
I talked to, I probably shouldn't say this, but I might be able to make it happen. So we'll see.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So
Yep.
we shall see. Mark Street is one of the
Using your
guys.
Special connections with Cody.
Like, I'm pretty sure I don't go like more than 3 days without texting back and forth with Mark Street.
I know. We talk all the time. It's
Mark
awesome.
is like my go-to about anything, like questions about board game media. Like, I'm like, hey man, Mark, what do you think about this? Or I'm thinking about doing this, and Mark's always like super supportive and always like pings ideas. He's a great guy to ping ideas off of, and he's like, hey, yeah, do this, do that, or hey, you should hit up this guy or that person. I'm like, yes, Mark, you're the best. So I feel like a lot of my connections that I've had with board game people are through Mark Street. So thank you so much, Mark Street, for the support you had for all
You're
the Epic
welcome,
Gaming Night
definitely.
stuff.
Oh, you guys are one of my favorite podcasts, so I tune in
checks
all
in
the time.
Thank you so much.
Oh man.
Yeah, man, it's great. So I appreciate you having me on too. You know, I don't do a lot of podcast stuff, so this is a lot of fun.
And now you got that nice, sweet rig.
Yes, look at this, brand new.
He said he got this just so he could come on our podcast. Like, how
That's
nice
what it
is that
was.
for Mark?
You know what's so crazy about this setup is that it was supposed to come with the shock mount, right? And it didn't. So I contacted Amazon, and they said, "Oh, well, we'll just refund your money, and you can just order it again." I said, "What?" Yeah, no, we'll just refund it, and you can order it again. So I just went and ordered the shock mount for $10.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so I pretty much got this, $60 rig for free.
There you go.
Man, I need to do that and hope that they don't send me the shock mount. No, I'm just kidding.
I couldn't believe it. I said, "Are you sure?" She's like, "Oh yeah, no worries." I said, "All right."
Yeah, we got you, man. We're in Seattle. We don't care.
Right.
We're smoking the reefer. Like, yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah, I'll send you a cat. You want us to send you a cat too?
Why not?
Shortages, kid.
So
Is it alive?
over the last month, what is your number one played or favorite game?
Ooh, man, come on with that good question.
Man,
Um,
it was really a hard toss-up for me in between Gloomhaven and Unlock, because I really enjoyed Unlock a whole lot. That's like an escape room and a deck of cards.
Yes,
And
it is, yeah.
Gloomhaven is just like so massive and crazy. And I really like the combat system. But like, have you played Gloomhaven yet, Mark?
I have not got to play it yet.
Dude.
You should bring it.
I don't have a copy. I probably won't get
Oh,
a
you don't.
copy. But
I can proposition Trevor.
yeah, my friend Trevor will probably have his copy if he flies it down there or drives it down there or whatever he does.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those games, like it's a huge giant game, feels very much like a Descent like dungeon
Oh,
crawl
yeah.
sort of thing. But
It
it's
almost
like
looks like a Descent killer, perhaps. What do you think?
Yeah, that's
That's
what a lot
what
of
I-
people have been saying.
Oh my
that's
goodness.
what I've heard.
oh my goodness.
But the combat is completely different. It's completely diceless,
Oh.
and it's got this interesting, like very like thinky combat system with a deck of cards where you have cards where you're playing the top card or the bottom card of the cards that you play, and you're having to figure out each turn which actions you want to play. And it's
Right.
very easy for these cards to go into your discard pile and your lost pile. And if you completely run out of cards, you're exhausted for like that entire combat. So like you basically, like your character's dead or whatever. So you have to
Wow.
figure out how to use these cards and be efficient. And a lot of time there's like weaker attacks you can do that let it just go to the discard pile, or there's stronger attacks you can do that like basically remove it from the entire combat. And it's definitely very interesting. Like last
Yeah, it
time
sounds-
we played against all these like giants and crazy things like that, and we were down to the wire because we were almost all out of cards, and we ended up just barely pulling it off. And it makes sure that the each round isn't super long, because it can only be as long as you can make those cards last.
That right.
But it's definitely very interesting and like unique mechanics. Like it's very unique for a dungeon crawl, which is exciting.
Yeah, it sounds like it. That I saw a preview on how that works, and I was pretty intrigued. But I have to say, I really like dice.
Yeah. I agree with you there. And it's still got randomness of the card draw and stuff like that.
Obviously, yeah.
But the interesting thing about that is that you're drawing a card to see how it adjusts the damage. Like, because there's preset damage for each attack, but it can like make it go up or down or make it miss. But you can also adjust that deck as you level up. So you can be like, okay, I'm going to take out some of the negative damage cards and put in some more positive damage cards, or put in more cards that do like double damage if I draw them. So it's definitely interesting the way you can build your character. And it's a very slow burn as well. So like there's a lot of grinding that you have to do in the game, which I don't know that I necessarily have time for. Because it's a game that you can play over and over and over and really dig into this huge scenario. And being a podcaster and a reviewer, like that's something that's really hard for us folks to do. Play the same game over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
It's even hard to get like a simple card game back to the table sometimes. You know.
Now, the irony of this is coming from a guy who's played Mansions of Madness for hours on end.
hey. There is no comparison to Mansions of Madness.
Yeah, man.
That is one of the greatest games.
I would agree.
You would say Mansions of Madness is still better than Gloomhaven?
Yes.
Absolutely, I would. I like it. The question was, what is your favorite game in the last month? Not ever.
Yeah.
I'm just curious because I haven't played Gloomhaven, so I was just.
I really like.
I was one of the people who missed it.
The whole legacy part of it. I love that it's a really long, drawn legacy campaign type of style. I love that for that. But for me, Mansions of Madness is a more complete game. Now, if they made Mansions of Madness as a legacy game, which they easily could with the amount of characters and stuff, that would be amazing, and that would take over. But MOM is a wall.
Yeah, the thing about Mansions of Madness is they're all one and done. So you don't have to commit to this huge giant thing. And after you start playing it, you don't feel like you've ruined the game or anything. So
because what did we?
Did you play the
90 plus missions on an average of an hour and a half to 2 hours each
for Gloomhaven?
That's a lot. Yeah,
that is huge.
Did you play
the 6-hour version or the 6-hour scenario for?
I
Mansions?
have, but I don't think they have.
Okay, I played it twice.
That's crazy.
It was awesome both times.
Does it change up a lot or feel different as you play it multiple times?
It felt different the second time, you bet. Yep.
That's one of the things that I love about that game is the fact that it takes a lot of these really narrative, story-driven elements, but makes it so it's still replayable. And I mean, I love games like Time Stories and things like that, but they're like one and done. Like, you can't play them again. And they're amazing and they're great and I love it. But Mansions of Madness lets you play it again and still gives you a lot of story.
It's app integration. That's all it is. Time Stories is completely analog.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they made a Time Stories with an app integration, that would be insane. But at
Space Cowboys, give us a call. We'll give you some tips.
That's right.
In my mind, if they made an app, I don't know why you would play the game because you could probably just play it on the app and get the same effect from it. Nice. But Mansions of Madness just has far more board pieces.
Yeah. And it really is, and that's the other thing. They did a really good job balancing not to have, and that was one of the things Randy always is leery of, is that if you have an app, are you just focusing on the app and you forgot about the board game? Well, Mansions isn't like that at all. And you really, it's really a back and forth kind of thing. So
there's times where you're sitting there and you go, oh man, I forgot about the app. There's information in this booklet I picked up. It's good.
So, Matt, what would you say a game that you really have liked within the last month has been?
Man, the last month,
haven't been
part of
able
that was
to do too
part
much.
of that was me working third shift, so not a whole lot happened there. I'll probably just say Unlock, just because that's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head that was really
sounds awesome.
I really enjoyed it. It kind of has that same Time Stories feel where it's just like, all right, here we go, puzzles. And it's just puzzles for, 10 to 50 minutes or however
Basically,
long.
if you like the first scenario of Time Stories, like the part, if you play the first scenario, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say anything else at all. Then you'll love Unlock. Like that is all Unlock is. And we played the formula scenario and I loved it. And it's kind of funny because I just saw a graph about Unlock and it had like the spread of like how difficult each scenario was. And I played a scenario and it was super hard and super like abstract. And they showed the graph, and this scenario was like way up over in the corner. It's like the island of Dr. Gorse or whatever, and it's like way more difficult. And I played it like with my in-laws and my wife, so it was definitely the wrong scenario to play with them. But since I was playing the European version, they hadn't had that graph out yet, so I had no clue that it was like the super hard one.
Real quick, Netters Plays wants to get on with Mark.
With Mark.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Snap.
Yeah.
Well, she has to.
Do it.
She has
Here
to.
comes the
She has to add
You need-
Epic Gaming or EGN 100 on Skype, and we can make that happen.
Yeah.
That's right. Nice.
So, Mark, what about you? Did you tell us what your game that you've been really enjoying?
The thing is that I, spent all that time at Gamma and saw a ton of stuff, but I didn't really, it's not really a playing event, right? So, and then the last few weeks haven't been great for playing, but I did get to play the Clank expansion. I can't think of the name, but I love it.
Sunken Treasure or something like that?
Treasure, yeah.
Yeah.
That, man, Clank is just so good. It's like a deck builder, right? But finally doing something different with it, and it's just so good. It really is. It's one of my favorite. If I had played it before 2017, I would have been in my top 10 easy last year. Easy.
Awesome. Yeah, Clank is ridiculously good. I really need to get a copy because I don't have a copy of it yet.
Yeah, you really do, because it's that good. I mean, it should be a game, the front row of your shelf kind of thing. So,
I love how it takes the whole deck building mechanic and just adds upon it. We have Netters on. What's going on, Netters?
Hey guys,
Hello.
how you doing?
Pretty
good. How are you?
Pretty good.
First of all,
not as good as you guys.
Oh, sorry. Yes, we are doing great. Did you
Yeah.
did you see what Walt wrote?
Yeah,
Our
man.
beards are not going purple. Just Roy's hair.
I don't know.
That was
I think
part
it
of the
should-
pre-revision agreement.
Amazing.
That's at the $3,000 level.
We can get there. We can totally get there, right?
I was going to trim mine way back. It's getting way too thick.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
gotta start
Anyway.
working on mine.
Yeah, give it a go. You make a fine dwarven woman.
So,
Okay.
so Netters, you do all kinds of different board game media. How about you tell everybody all the stuff you do? I know you're like the MVP of Favorite Game Friday, because I'm pretty sure you haven't missed a single Favorite Game Friday, which I'm pretty sure you're the only one that can say that. So,
No,
yeah.
and Crystal.
Well, Crystal hasn't missed any since they started, but she didn't start at the beginning. So,
Right.
I'm just backing Crystal all night because of what I did earlier. I love Crystal.
Yeah, you definitely have to
Greatest.
give her props.
Under the bus.
No, yeah, I guess I've done them all. I've been there, and thanks so much for setting that up. I mean, it's an awesome opportunity just to be a part of the whole community and just get to know you all too. But I collaborate with a lot of people in the community. I work with you guys. I also work with the Meeples Included gang,
Yep.
the Instagamers Network, and I also work with Mandy on occasion. We do a live chat once a month. And I do. I tend to do a lot of stuff. Just try to dip my toes in as much as I can into everything.
That's awesome.
it's
Yeah.
it's kind of funny because you always see these, when we first started doing board game media, you always see these different people over and over and over in all the places. Netters is one of the people I'm like, oh man, she's doing this here and doing this there. It's kind of funny
Yeah,
because
she is in everything.
we were both just on the Watch It Played's talk back last week. We're both just
Oh,
doing
that's
everything.
right. I saw that.
So
Yep.
so
Yeah. I was there this week too. I think it came out today.
well, that's what I meant. But yeah.
Yeah, but I've just been, I don't know. I mean, I really enjoy the hobby as much as you guys do, but another part of the hobby that I really enjoy is making content and trying to be as creative as I can. I mean, I'm not as great as you guys because you have all the
Mark.
digital awesomeness that you bring to the table, but definitely I try to be present.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, is there any games that you're currently super excited about?
Gosh. Well, this year I'm excited for Charterstone. So
Yeah.
Charterstone. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yep.
At the end of the year, hopefully, fingers crossed. But I'm looking forward to it. It's another legacy game, but it's focused for worker placement Euros. That's what I love.
And it's from Stonemeyer Games, so you know it's going to be
It's
pretty
a
solid.
Stonemeyer, so it's gonna be awesome.
They're following up
Yeah.
Scythe with that, so it's heavy expectations.
Yeah, I would agree.
Definitely. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. And also at the end of the game, instead of destroying the whole board game and not being able to play it again, you can just simply play it over again.
Right.
You just don't throw it in the trash. You just simply take it out of the box and play it when it's done.
Awesome.
Yep, that's awesome. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that they've I saw somewhere on that Gloomhaven's gonna have like removable stickers or whatever. You can get like packs to actually take the stickers back off of stuff, so you can restart and do it over again. So it seems super
weird.
interesting. Yeah.
Huh.
So good times.
Yeah, I saw the new Kickstarter today for that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
For
yeah.
second printing. Yep.
Oh yeah,
A lot of people are definitely.
it's already up
excited about
to over 500,000 already. It's
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
it's
huge.
insane.
that. I think they
Yeah,
funded
it's-
in like the first few minutes or whatever.
I almost
Yeah.
just want to get it just for the box size. Is that weird?
The box is massive.
Right? Like
It's
that is
pre-
a
it's
home
pretty
defense
crazy when your box can put mechs versus minions to shame. Like that is
Yeah, no
intense.
doubt.
That is intense.
Not the organization though, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
no, not at all.
That's a whole different thing.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I was talking with Crystal about how she's like the same, like we play a lot of the same games, and it's cool because Netters is like the opposite end. Like she's super into the Euros and all the Q pusher stuff, and that's great
Nice.
for like Favorite Game Friday, because one of the main things I wanted to have in Favorite Game Friday is a diverse group of like ideas and opinions and like people types and like all sorts of different ideas about board gaming, to show that it's not just one type of board gamer, that there's all sorts of board gamers that enjoy all sorts of different things out there.
Right. I really enjoy that
Yep.
fact too, because you're learning about other realms of the whole
Yeah.
hobby itself.
Yep.
You know, you're not just like, oh, I'm just going to stick with Euros or anything. But if you have your mind open to other possibilities, I mean, I might become like, you know, a dice roller at the end of the day.
We'll work on you eventually,
Dice.
maybe someday.
That's right.
Maybe, who knows?
Just need to find that bridge in Champions of Midgard, and everything will be fine.
That's
true.
right.
Most super like people who are into the Euros are like, Champions of Midgard, just too much dice, too much randomness. I need it to be exact what I want to happen. So
Yeah. Perfect knowledge all the time.
Yeah, I played a Anachrony recently.
Oh yeah.
And
I
I
was,
thought, at first I was like, oh, it's got miniatures in it. You know, am I going to like it because it has miniatures? I'm like, I don't really get those type of games. But, I mean, the miniatures definitely fooled me because it's a Euro game. So I think it might potentially fool other people in the end.
awesome.
Convert them into Euro gamers.
So did you really like it? What?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really like the time traveling aspect of the game.
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. But have any of you played it or interested in it?
Nah, I missed that one.
I would love to try it. But no.
Awesome. Well, I think we have a few other people waiting. Mark, tell us a little bit about what all you do, or if anybody wants to check out any of your stuff before we let
Yeah.
you go.
So Randy and Ann and I do reviews on the Dice Tower, and I'm on Board Game Blender. You know, I've got a couple segments there. I got Corner Chat. I've got Thinking Inside the Box, where I look at components, storage solutions, and games that already do both really well. So that's the kind of thing I like doing there. I'm skipping this week. We had some work was crazy, so I had to miss this Blender. But I'm pretty consistent on Blender all the time. And then we always do I try to do Favorite Game Friday as much as possible.
So you're skipping Blender, but not Favorite Game Friday. Yes. You've turned to the dark side.
That's right. Well, see, a Blender I had to have in by Sunday, so that was So I've actually been working off and on my Favorite Game Friday segment since Sunday night.
That's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I know.
Some of us are just
It's gonna be
like,
epic.
okay, let's do this. Favorite Game
Right.
Friday, done.
So yeah, and then what else do I do? I feel like I'm missing something, but yeah, most of our videos are on the Dice Tower. So we're probably going to look at doing maybe some live streaming later this year, things like that. So yeah, but you can find us on the Dice Tower mostly, and I'm on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, obviously. So
Awesome. Netters, tell us about all of your things that you're getting into.
So I am a part of Meeples Included and the Instagamers Network. Favorite Game Friday. And it all started with Instagram, so I'm found there. It's Netters Plays. And also Twitter and Facebook as well. I got my own YouTube channel. I think that's it. Hopefully I'm not forgetting something.
Yeah, Netters is one of the OG Instagram people over there. I've been trying to slowly drag Mark over to Instagram, but you know.
Yep. I'm moving.
I've been like, Mark, Instagram, there's a ton of awesome board gamers over here. You should check it out.
You're right.
Well, guys, thanks so much for coming on our 100th episode, and we'll see you on Favorite Game Friday and all those other things.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Congratulations again.
Yeah,
Bye.
congrats, guys.
So much.
Peace.
Thanks much. See ya.
Awesome. Awesome. Who are we gonna call next? Who we want to call next?
Ghostbusters.
We're gonna call somebody.
Yeah.
We're gonna call this guy.
That's it.
Let's do it.
Who's this guy?
I don't know if we can make it happen.
Whoop. Hop. Whoop. Hop.
Who is this guy?
Just gonna make Zelda noises. Hop. Caps.
Adam! What is going on, man?
What's up?
Hey, man.
I don't even know you, but I feel like I know.
Just from the chat.
Just from the chat and everything going on, like my nipples just got hard.
Yeah, man. Adam Sparks just came up with the banging D&D character in chat.
There we go.
Oh, nice.
Bear with green
Stuff's great.
cap, a timberwolf with a mammoth bone bow and a swordfish arrow.
I don't even know what's going on right now. I haven't been paying attention to chat enough.
I know you've been moderated. Me and Rob have just been in the chat, just hanging out, making
Nice.
D&D characters.
I was trying to find adjectives that described Rob appropriately.
Yeah.
So
They all involved large fauna.
I'll try to forgive you for what you said about my hair. I mean, it's okay.
I thought it was
I thought it was right. What I wanted to look like in '99. It's amazing.
Like, I literally did this afternoon. Like,
I watched the video.
yeah. I was talking to Mark. I was like, hey, man, I'm going to, like, do my hair for the Patreon and all that. These are, like, 2 colors, 1. I guess I have to do 2 colors now. This is going to be crazy. And he's like, you should, like, videotape it. I'm like, yeah, that should be good for the Patreon. So I, like, videotaped it. And if anybody wants to check out the whole Meeple hair color thing, it's over on our Patreon and on our YouTube channel. But yeah, man, Adam, what are you up to?
I'm sitting at my breakfast counter, and I'm listening to High School Musical in my family room right now because my kids are off for spring break.
Hopefully we don't get content ID claimed. I'm just kidding.
I don't know how loud it is. I've had headphones on. But my daughter watches at least one High School Musical a day whenever she doesn't have school. So
yes.
So that's good. I know all of those songs.
Man, that's quality. That's old. I think the first one came out when I was still in high school.
So
my daughter's an old soul.
How many episodes did I get your name completely wrong? Like, I was calling
at least 4.
To be fair, most people have appropriated the L for me for years just because I think nobody wants to put E at the end of Sparks. So, I mean, I just live with it.
If
you
you
guys were
legally
in,
change
like,
it to like an X.
If you were deep in my social media lexicon, like I'm a photographer for a living, and if you meet other photographers in my area or regional or people I know, like I'm just referred to as Sparkles. So you guys said it, and I just wrote it. I didn't even blink. It was just like, okay, just another place where I'm gonna be labeled.
But you're
with
not
it,
just Sparkles. You'll never be just Sparkles. Never. We won't allow.
No,
it.
I'm the derailer of comment sections.
There you go.
So Adam, how did you stumble upon Epic Gaming Night?
Yeah, what did you do wrong?
I know, what did I do wrong? I found you guys last year. I took on. It's really simple, I guess. I've been more like heavily into gaming for about 2 years now, so I'm kind of infant, I suppose, to the hobby. And last year I took on a new client that had me driving back and forth a lot, and I was just like, I need to find some podcasts that I like because I can't listen to the radio anymore. I'm going to pull my hair out. And that's how I found you guys. So I found you guys last year, and I just kind of once I got caught up, I immediately got on the live one. I was like, felt like I was in my living room. So I like it a lot.
Awesome. So, are there any games that you're like super stoked about, or anything that you're currently playing?
I just, this is an old game. I just played Claustrophobia today for the first time, which was a lot of fun. It's a dungeon crawler. Yeah, it's a
big yellow and red box type of thing.
Look at this; it's behind me.
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah. It's a 2-player dungeon crawler. So it's got a little bit of a Descent feel, except for it's kind of less. It's less DMy. It's like asymmetrical kind of like competition, and it's pretty fun. It comes with pre-painted miniatures and stuff like that, which is nice for me because I have the tendency to want to paint everything before I play it, and I'm not a good painter, so it's. But it's pretty good, and I don't know. I just I'm not a huge Kickstarter guy. I just backed the Champions of Midgard expansions. I really like that game a lot.
Yeah, that game's awesome.
I think I mentioned in the comments I'm playing Mansions of Madness. I just got into that actually too.
Hey.
Oh my gosh,
so much fun.
I hope that's our
the
fault.
second edition or first edition.
It's second edition. It is absolutely your guys' fault.
Yes.
It's so over promoted on the podcast.
I know, we're terrible.
No, I played it. I got it, and then it sat for a couple weeks, and I broke it out and played it with my 9-year-old son, and like he was hooked.
That's
he
awesome.
was we were just like in the basement, like crowded around a table.
Oh yeah.
Shh, don't come down here. We got the lights off. I'm like a total nerd. I put on like the creepy music on the Spotify playlist for gamers. I'm like, I got it going, man.
You got to get the whole atmosphere going, man.
That's the way to do it.
I think it's important. I think it's very important.
We need to do that one day on like our show, like play a scary.
My favorite is
like
to get the dark sci-fi music with like Dark Moon or something like that.
Yeah.
Oops.
Awesome, man. Do you have any questions you want to ask us since you're here on the show in person?
Yeah, I know. It's awesome. You guys broke up on me a little bit there.
Sorry, I was singing. Yeah, I think it cut us out because I was singing.
Do you have any questions you would like us to talk about, or?
Oh my gosh!
Just put you right here on the spot.
This is it, man.
I wasn't prepared. I just I downloaded Skype for the first time in 3 years when I saw you.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I mean, oh gosh, how do you? Well, this kind of goes back to like the wives episode. I'm wondering how you guys like. What's the conversation look like when you start dropping $300 in a week on Kickstarter?
That conversation doesn't happen. What happens is you go into your basement and you do a podcast and you whisper that part. That's what happens.
Yeah, it's kind of. I remember last week you guys were talking about the if board game money becomes. If you sell something board game money, it just stays in the board game ecosystem. You never have to discuss the money that's spent on a sold board game. When I first got into photography before it became my career, that was kind of how that was for me. And board games have sort of gotten there.
Yeah.
Where like in 2 years, I've probably accumulated. My wife's never going to listen to this. I don't know, maybe 180 board games.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Yeah. So now like the Kickstarter thing, I kind of avoided, and then you guys have also ruined me on that. So I backed a few this year, but the little ones. I'm holding off of Rising Sun. Like.
Well, that's the only thing is like Cool Mini or not. They are hardcore when it comes to Kickstarter exclusives, and so if they have a game,
I hate
that
it.
I know
Like
I'm
literally
gonna
hate it.
I'll get it, even though I may not have the money, just because it's like crap. I know I'm gonna miss out on about 7 or 8 characters that I'm gonna love that I'll never get my hands on.
Well, the other thing is, even if you don't like it, you can just resell the exclusives for easily more than the game.
I could sell Fenrir right now for like $50 plus.
Yeah, I looked at the Blood Rage Kickstarter exclusives, and I'm like, good God! Like you find them on eBay, and you could buy the game 4 times over.
It's ridiculous.
Mark Kale, great idea. Sell plasma so the money is off the books. Love it. Agree with it.
I think it's interesting that board gamers are. I mean, like I don't think anybody who gets into this hobby doesn't become at least a part-time obsessive collector as much as they are a gamer. Because look what happened the week that everybody thought Fury of Dracula was going to vanish.
Everybody bought them all up.
It was, and then it was on eBay for like $300 for like 5 days. And then I think people realized, okay, there's enough of them out there where like it's still at like a retail. I know I went to Barnes and Noble and bought one like that day. I was like, I don't own this game, but I have to get it now. You know, compulsive purchase. My wife's like, what was $80 at Barnes and Noble? I'm like, Neil Gaiman novels?
I was like, I got a really big cup of coffee at Starbucks.
Yeah, there's marshmallows or something in it. She's like, you drink black coffee.
That's awesome.
Bro, I had coffee one time when I was in Spain. And man, I mean, I had coffee multiple times, but the first time I had coffee in Spain, that was one of those experiences where you need to drink it near the bathroom until your body acclimates to the fact that you're drinking European coffee.
I was just thinking you were going to tell me it was like spiked with Spanish fly, and you were just like running around for the rest of the day like, boy, got to push the pants down. This is a problem.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was.
That's Monday's. That's Monday's hot sauce episode. That's what's gonna happen there.
Oh yes, I need you in my corner, Adam.
What time?
We're doing this Monday night.
I'm ready. Monday night.
I'm so not excited.
I don't think I'm working.
Yeah. I don't know that we have a specific time down mode. It is definitely on Monday.
I'll shout it out. I shout out a lot of things on Instagram and Twitter, so I don't know if you check us out over there. But I try to like let people know whenever we do stuff on those things. Even though I know some people are just like audio listeners or just YouTube watchers, so good times.
Hey, that's fine. Shout out to the lurkers.
I'm ready to see Rob go Scoville. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Are we going to play Scoville? Have we decided? Is that what we're going to do?
I really want to.
Bought it for literally that purpose.
I want to play it Friday, Matt. Because I think Rob says he's not coming Friday. We play it Friday, figure out the game, and then make a system for when we do certain things. Like when we splice peppers together, like each pepper you slice, we have to do a new hot sauce or something crazy like that. Would be a lot of fun.
I'll tell you what. I also can't make it this Friday.
I will read the rules and try to figure out what we can do.
I was gonna say I can give you the game and you can look over it, or I can conversely. I'll be in Virginia with Hector, AJ, and Ryan, so I can bring it. And we might be able to play it.
So you're taking my entire game group somewhere else. I guess I need to find other people to come to Game Group Friday.
We're going to Williamsburg, man. We're going to go to Busch Gardens on Saturday.
I'm sorry you have to hear this, Adam.
No.
This is the 100th episode where we break up the podcast live with guests.
Hey, Adam, we're looking for a spot. You want to be on a podcast? You're here every week anyway.
Absolutely. You got a beard.
Matt does like
you can
all
cover
these
my part.
Things,
right.
I never get invited to them.
Adam, how well can you say yeah? Are you good at saying yeah?
How many yeahs do
yeah.
How many times can you stroke your beard and then smell your fingers in a minute?
Man.
I can do both at once, Rob.
I don't even know where this podcast has gone. Well, Adam, is there anything that you would like to talk about or promote before we kick you off and let some other awesome people on the show?
No, I definitely want other people to get on. I don't know. Anybody who's in the chat all the time, like, hit me up on my board game. I have a board game specific Instagram. Don't Hibernate. Hit me there. I'd love to see what everyone's doing. That's kind of where I keep in touch with everything is through IG. So,
dude, I need to follow that. So.
Yeah, Don't Hibernate. One word, you'll find me. Don't ask why. That's the name of it.
Just don't hibernate.
We'll get into my love for large sleeping mammals later. Yeah, I guess I'll let you guys go, and I will continue.
You'll stay on though, right?
Oh, I'm definitely staying on, Rob. I'm not going anywhere.
Awesome.
I got a shout out I got to do later.
Oh, is my Patreon shout out today?
That's right.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us in chat all the time, and hopefully I'll get your name right sometimes.
Yeah, eventually.
Okie doke. See you, man.
You're the best, kind sir.
Yeah.
I just want to be Matt's friend.
Awesome. For sure.
I don't invite you guys because you have families. I just
we can
that
tell
your
you
time is
no.
always preoccupied with children.
If we can't come, we can tell you no. know.
Fair point. Don't invite families.
Hey, Jake. We got the delay on the YouTube. I can hear us talking.
Yeah.
Oh crap! Let me mute that. All right, cool. Hi.
How's it going,
Hello.
man?
Can you see me over there? I'm literally doing this off of an iPad.
I can currently see an awesome cup with some meeples and a giant die.
How about this? Bam!
Whoa, what's up, Jake?
Magic. Hey, everybody.
He's here in real physical form.
Oh, hold on. I had this queued up for the last 5 minutes.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, man.
All right. Hey, everybody. How you doing?
That's
Doing
awesome.
well. How about yourself?
I am doing great, guys. Congratulations on the big 100.
Thank you so much.
And I finally made it on your podcast. Yeah.
Well, you technically were on our live show, but I've been trying to get you on the regular audio
No, okay.
for a little while.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. I am on the road for work, and I remember to bring my iPad with me, so at the very least, I can Skype in via iPad. I have 3 different computers in front of me right now, if you count those devices, and I've been playing a roll and write game for the last hour.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
We were talking about your podcast earlier in the episode. Jake does a podcast called Draft Mechanic with his wife, who is not
My
Crystal.
actual wife. Yes. My actual wife, Danielle.
Yes. See, but they both have an A in there. That's how I got confused.
Yeah, of course. There's a A. They also have a letters and a first and a last name.
They're
Yes.
also both women.
Very
Now,
true.
You're going to have
They also play
to
board games.
make Danielle listen to the podcast and see her reaction to Rob just totally making it awesome.
If at some point, Rob, you just feel a chill, that will be the moment in which she listened to the podcast. Because you somehow mixed up Crystal with somebody who very clearly speaks as if they're from New Jersey.
Vegas,
I'm
New
so
Jersey, I mean, same thing.
This has been a fun show so far. I've been really enjoying listening along to one of these live for once. It's great.
Yeah. I know you have you're traveling all the time, and you have a lot of Tuesdays. You sometimes have game nights and things like that. Jake always invites me to his game nights that are down in Charlotte on a weeknight, and I'm like, how can I do that?
Hey, man, one time.
Just get in the car. Just get in the car. Someday you guys will show up to one. It'll be fantastic. We'll play all of the games that you never have enough people to play.
Or
yeah.
Roy will be like Matt, and he'll invite me when Jake and his wife Danielle come over. I never get invited to those stuff. So that's
Hey,
great.
Jake,
Roy
you
invites me during the day when nobody's around, and even the kids are asleep. And Matt, I have to beg. I'm still begging. I like to kayak. I even sent him a kayak video.
Nope. That was pretty good. Pretty good. Also, very much what Ryan was like. But no, Jake, I was going to say, if you want to fly to Williamsburg and come with us to Busch Gardens just to keep this joke rolling.
Oh, wait, so you're going to invite Jake but not us? Okay, I see how it is.
I used to live outside. In fact, long story short, I went to Williamsburg for my honeymoon. I love Williamsburg. I love the history and everything about it. Used to go to Busch Gardens all the time up there, so very familiar with all that stuff. I went to Busch Gardens in the 80s and 90s.
Ooh.
But anyway, you wouldn't know anything about that, Matt, because you didn't invite me.
Also, I wasn't born in the 80s, so still just inside a ball sack at that point. Kind of swimming around.
Edit! No, I'm just kidding. So,
You weren't born until the 90s?
I was born in 1990.
Yep.
That's it. I'm done. Oh my God! People keep getting younger and younger around me.
That's why I wear the beard, because people are like, "Oh, that guy's old and wise."
He had to take time to grow that beard.
Not even close.
Nice.
I don't even want to know what I do, or I don't even know what I want to do when I grow up.
So Jake, are there any games that you're currently excited about?
Well, to go back to something Annette was talking about a little while ago, I have been playing Anachrony as well.
Oh, nice.
You can murder somebody with that box, and it is definitely a lot thinkier. Well, it's not thinkier than I expected it to be because it's a worker placement Euro game that involves time travel, but it's exactly as thinky as I expected it to be, and I'm really enjoying it so far.
Sir, are you a big fan of the time travel theme?
I have been waiting forever for a really, really good time travel game. Like Time Stories does it good in a certain way, and obviously you know my thoughts on time stories. But like this is a game that actually has like the mechanism of time travel actually is a big component of it. So that I mean, you know, the main hook of the game is it's a worker placement, resource collection, yada yada game where you can send yourself resources from future turns, which is just like, and it works. It works really well.
It actually does sound really good. So you're just leveraging future assets to get what you need currently so that you can make it up in the long term.
And don't you have to like send the assets back or like it messes up the time continuum or something like that?
Yeah, so like if in round 1 you're like, man, I really need to get this particular resource, maybe it's like neutronium or something, you can just will it into existence and you have neutronium. But you have to pay it back by the end of the game, and each turn it goes unpaid, you're kind of incurring these anomalies, and everybody's kind of rolling a little bit to see how bad an anomaly or a paradox token they get, and when it stacks up enough, these anomaly buildings just start popping up in your building zone as just this bad thing that takes up space and is negative points at the end of the game. So later on in the game, I have to go through the work of getting extra neutronium or whatever it is, and putting it in my special time travel machine, which is one of the buildings you buy, and sending it back, and it just poof, it's gone.
That's awesome. That's definitely very interesting.
Time travel.
So Jake and his wife are one of the people who got me into Unlock. Speaking of time travel from Time Stories.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've listened to us talk about the expansion or the base game on the podcast, any.
I am staying as far away from any knowledge about the actual Unlock scenarios as I can.
Cool. There is a graph that
I heard you.
Space Cowboys released that shows different difficulties. So if that's something you might be interested in, that's a thing. But we had a blast playing it, so it's a lot of fun. And that, I guess I'll just leave it at that since you don't want any spoilers at all.
Oh man, I cannot wait. Yeah, ever since we played what became the Elite demo, the print and play demo back at Gen Con of last year. Oh man. So cannot wait.
Have you been running the Elite for like a bunch of people in your game group or anything like that?
Oh yeah, every time we've got like 2 to 4 people extra just at a game night, I'm just like, all right, you're going to come over here for the next 30 minutes and you're doing this thing, and I'm going to watch you and we're going to talk about it later.
Yeah, I made some of the people in my game group play it, and then because I played it with you guys first, and then I made people in my game group play it, and then I made my in-laws play it, and then I found a way to get on the Asmodee demo team and demo the game. So then I made like 50 people play it, and then I went to my friend up, like some of my childhood friends. I went and played Cthulhu Wars with them, and I'm like, well, I know we're here to play Cthulhu Wars, but we need to play Unlock also. So I made them play Unlock there as well, and they're like, oh man, this is great. So I've literally just been making everybody play the demo of that game, just because for me, it's just interesting seeing the things that people pick in the game too, and like what people get stuck on and what people just breeze through. I know I texted you and was like, man, this one guy that I demoed the game for, he beasted it, and I'm pretty sure he might have like
probably
known
had
stuff,
done it before.
But he made some mistakes, so I was like, how is he so good? He just said he does a ton of escape rooms. Like escape rooms is his thing, so he could just see the pieces fit together.
Yeah, and to be honest, I haven't played any of the other, bring the escape room home in a box things yet. I definitely want to, because if there are other ones that are as good as what I've gotten out of Unlock, I'm all for it. But I love the fact that Unlock is just a deck of cards. You throw it in your bag. Like when I finally get those, they're going to come in the little individual boxes for us. I'm probably just going to leave one in my bag. So whenever I'm traveling, if I'm at a game night, I'm like, hey guys, you got to do this thing. And just bam, there it is. Pop it out.
That's awesome. Yeah. And it's cool because the application can help you along too. Because I know sometimes in like an escape room or in like an escape room box, like you could literally get 100% stuck, At least with the application, you can be like, clues, give me clues and things like that. So the app can help you out with a lot of different things, and it keeps it timed so the game has to keep going, and there's a lot of cool things about the Unlock application, how simple it is in just a deck of cards.
Yeah.
I know Rob played the tutorial. Rob, we need to get you to play some of the other stuff for it as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of games I need to play and a lot of things I need to do.
Bob's just going through tearing the shrink wrap off games so his wife doesn't get mad at him.
Because Matt, you only
You know what I'm
played
not doing?
the
I'm not
full.
kayaking with Matt.
You only played the full scenario with me, Matt, right? You still haven't played Elite yet,
I played
have you?
No.
I'll have to make you and Rob play Elite still, because it's good.
Oh man, it's so good.
Okay.
Just do it. Just play it. I hope when you printed yours out, Roy, for the Elite, did you use a good printer?
I used a good. I went to Staples and got it printed out, but they
Nice.
didn't make it 100% like even on the front and back, so I'm kind of sad. It's not like completely centered. But it works. It's good. And then I got the Asmodee like printed at their Minnesota factory version of it.
I'm so jealous.
So.
Well, that's awesome, man. You know, it's great that you've been able to do demos of that, because it's the kind of thing that I think without getting some buzz behind it might just kind of slip by, especially in the small box American printing. But it's so
everybody we taught it
excited.
to loved it. Even the people that lost and like were super stuck, like they continued to play it after the time ran out, and like they ended up like getting it and just being like, "Oh man, that was great." Even people that like didn't succeed in the game still had a blast playing it. So it's kind of funny though, because I tell everybody, well, when I played with Jake and Danielle, we did this and this and this, like every single time, because that's my experience of playing the Elite scenarios with you guys. So
yeah, I mean, you only get to do it once.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Danielle, not Crystal.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes, Rob. I was trying to stop him too. I was like, no, come on, Rob, no.
I saw your face just going, oh no.
As soon as he was just like Jake, I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be a fun ride.
Sorry, Rob. But yeah, tell us a little bit about Draft Mechanic and what all you do over there, Jake.
Oh geez, okay. Danielle and I, my wife Danielle and I, do a podcast called Draft Mechanic, where we're episode 43 coming out next week, so, you know, not quite where you are, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
But we talk about board games. What a big surprise. It's kind of how I ended up here, I guess. But we also are big craft beer nerds, so we, at the end, or the kind of the last quarter of the show, we dedicate towards some craft beer stuff. One of the big features we've always done is thematic craft beer pairings for board games. And I got to say, I'm amazed that we've been able to do it without skipping an episode so far. It's easily the hardest, most complicated thing that we have to do, because we have to do a lot of research for that one thing.
Yeah.
But then we do the same kind of talking about all of the latest board game news. We go into a big review every now and again. But I think one of the most awesome things is that I get a lot of feedback of people that listen to the show that are not beer drinkers and still enjoy the beer segments. So I guess we're doing something good.
Yeah.
Oh, Sparkles is in, apparently. I just saw that in the chat.
And if Sparkles is in, it's good.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
That's
Is there
awesome.
any like beers that you're like currently sort of like digging on? Because I know, especially in craft beer, things rotate in and out.
I am up in Durham right now, so I'm drinking a lot of stuff from this area. I really like Trophy Brewing up here. They have a great IPA called Trophy Wife, which is fantastic. Over in your neck of the woods, I actually had some stuff from Foothills tonight, which is
nice.
Winston-Salem. I had Hopium and a Torch Pilsner with dinner.
I've gone to
here at the
game
hotel.
nights at Foothills.
That's a really, really great tap room. I didn't know they had game night.
It is.
I think one of the local meetups like had
Yeah.
a few game nights and stuff there sometimes. So
For over a
so
year.
Cool. But I mean, it's pretty much, all I like to do is just kind of continue to search out what's new, see what breweries are doing. North Carolina is an amazing state for craft beer. We have some of the best breweries in the probably, in my opinion, the world. I'm a very big fan of Burial Beer Co. up in Asheville, which is mentioned literally every episode of our podcast because they're so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, just go try something new. I am very big into not shaming people about whatever they do enjoy. I think just kind of like in board gaming, if you like Munchkin, that's fine. You're playing a game. If you like Yangling, that's fine. It's still a craft beer. It's still an American craft beer. But continue to try something new, and that's kind of what we try to encourage in our show. We try to encourage craft, encourage the development of exploration.
nice.
I think it's a good word for it.
I'm excited because on the way down to Cool Mini or Not, we are me and Hector are gonna stop in Athens, Georgia, and
Creature Comforts.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
Yeah, are you excited for the drive down to Atlanta? By the way, now that there is part of 85 missing.
That sounds terrifying.
I saw that the other day, and I was like, a highway caught fire, huh?
Yeah,
and then
Roy,
it collapsed.
Do you not know about
I saw some pictures of it or whatever.
So if this is Atlanta, this is the circle of Atlanta. They have a beltway called 285 or something, and 85 comes in like this. And right here, a section of 85 collapsed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to be coming through South Carolina anytime I need to get down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that now makes me want to think if I should go another route.
You should be able to take like 95 down.
I mean, you can take 77 down through Columbia and turn left, hit 20 east or 20 west to get over there. And that'll bring you in as well. I drive a lot on the interstates. Yeah. I know where all of them are.
I was going to try to catch a ride with Matt and Hector, but I wasn't invited.
No, you can absolutely come with.
No.
We're going down Friday.
You and Danielle are going to Cool Mini or Not Expo, right?
Probably. We're still undecided. We haven't booked yet. It just kind of comes down to a matter of time and budget.
Yeah.
We're doing a good bit more cons. We're going to go to Dice Tower Con for the first time this year.
Oh, yes. We're going to that.
We're going to Gen Con, and we have, I think, 11 people in our Gen Con group this year. We have a lot of local friends that are going for the first time. So that, we got downtown housing, which is a big amount of money.
Yeah.
And local cons as well.
Awesome. Well, we'll definitely try to hit you up at all of those.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome, man.
That was the first time we ever met. I think, we had talked on Instagram some, and then we, just kind of, ran into each other through Brandon Plushek.
Yeah, I think
played Codenames.
Your name was one of the names I recognized, but with Instagram, it's kind of we have these icons. We don't really know who each other are necessarily, and then we bonded over Rhino Hero, so that was the best.
Do it, Adam.
When is Super Battle happening? When do I get Rhino Hero Super Battle in my hands?
I don't know. They were saying in the fall or Q4, because when they announced it, I immediately emailed the president of ABBA USA. I was like, we love Rhino Hero, we love Super Rhino, oh my gosh, we need more info. And she's like, I'll try to slip you guys some. I might need to do another spastic email.
She even told us about it on our podcast.
Yeah.
We got some insider scoop stuff.
Yeah. So back in the day, she was like, oh yeah, there's going to be this crazy thing with Super Rhino. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm super excited for when that comes out, because that looks ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Gen Con or Essen, we'll see. Awesome, man. Well, thanks so much for coming on. I guess
for sure.
We'll have to get an official podcast with you at some point where we can talk about all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah, I think we are due to do a massive discussion about Kickstarter and all the things that we love and hate about it at some point.
And yes. We can all go back and forth on that.
If you can get Jamie Stegmaier on a Kickstarter episode, I would love to sit in on that just to be near the words he says about Kickstarter.
Yeah, Jamie's the pioneer of awasomeness on Kickstarter.
And now he's off. He's off Kickstarter.
He made the rules and no one followed them, so he left.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations again on the 100. Thanks for having me on. I'm glad I finally had a chance to make it on here. And,
awesome.
I will see y'all again soon.
And tell that amazing wife of yours, Danielle, that we miss her.
Oh, yeah. I know which one she is.
Yes.
Rob is never going to forget her name.
Peace.
Nope.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna try to add the other half of Board Game Blitz to the podcast. Ambi, what's going on?
Hello. Oh.
Hello.
Were you here earlier when Crystal was on?
No, but she says I can't look at it.
Oh, I guess you're right. That she did say some things. Well, we won't make Rob relive the horror of him mistaking Crystal for someone else. We love you, Rob.
Well, I heard you mention that in the last one.
But yeah, Ambi is 1/3 of Board Game Blitz. We had Crystal on earlier, and she is also a part of Favorite Game Friday. contributes a whole bunch of stuff, and you do a bunch of other like board game stuff. You do like playthroughs, or is it reviews? And you do like songs about board games, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, with Board Game Blitz, I do how to play videos, instructional videos, and I'm on Throat Punch Lunch now.
Oh, yeah.
And nice. Yeah, I've been doing song parodies for 3 years.
Wow.
Just on my own. Yeah, so I've made like 80 songs, I think. I'm not sure.
Awesome.
That's crazy.
Most of them are Disney.
Yeah, I was going to say, aren't most of them like Disney themed?
Yes.
I mean,
where can we find those at?
Huh?
Where can we find those at?
Oh, my YouTube channel is Ambierona, Ambierona. And that's my screen name everywhere.
Awesome.
So.
Well, are there any games you're particularly excited about currently? 18XX.
No. New games, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to start playing Gloomhaven next month, so I'm excited for that. My neighbor got it, but he's going on vacation for like 3 weeks or something, so we have to wait for him to get back before we play it.
Oh, I thought for a second you were going to say he was going to let you borrow it while I was on vacation. I'm like, he's going to let you borrow his Legacy game? That's really nice.
No, we're waiting for him to get back, and then we'll play it with him.
That's awesome. Yeah, the Kickstarter for it just went live today, and it's like already huge. So
yeah.
Pretty sure that thing's just going to explode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that second reprint, it's even more expensive than it was the first time, because I think the first time the base game was $76 and now it's $99, but it includes shipping. But it's still just taken off.
Wow.
It's groovy.
Yeah, I don't really look at Kickstarters that often.
Yeah, it's good to stay away. Like, that's a very good philosophy and a very good like attitude to have towards Kickstarter. Run the opposite direction, unless you want to tie your money up for like a year and a half or 4 years, depending on the Kickstarter.
No, whenever it ends, they charge you, and then you're done. You
just but what I'm saying is you don't get anything
you have to
for
wait
it.
for it, yeah.
It's fine. You just forget about it, and then it's Christmas randomly in the middle of July.
But there's so many good games that are out now.
Yeah. I did just recently back 18CZ on Kickstarter, though.
What is that? Another type of...
It's another 18XX game, yeah. But they don't come out on Kickstarter that often, and so we went in with some friends to get the 3-pack.
So we have never talked about 18XX games on our podcast, being the super thematic, like Ameritrash podcast that we are. Could you describe to our audience like what an 18XX game is and like why they're awesome?
They are heavy economic train games. Well, they usually have a train theme, and they usually have stocks, shared incentive, in railroad corporations. So in the game, you are building up these railroad corporations by investing in them, and then you get to control them and do different things, but the presidency of the corporations can change, so whoever's the current president gets to operate them. Mm-hmm. And you're basically trying to get the most money for yourself, not necessarily for your company. So sometimes things happen like you sell your stock and then someone else becomes the president because you made the company really bad and you don't want it anymore, and then they are screwed. So a lot of that can happen in some games. All the games are different, though. Some of them are more focused on the stocks and screwing people over, and some are focused on making good companies and running them well. But yeah, they have different themes based on history. They're mostly historically based on different geographies and different railroad companies that came out.
I didn't even know this existed.
My dad is super into like trains and stuff, but he also likes really like thematic games as well. So I'm like, I wonder like if he would like a game where he like literally is like do the train thing, you know?
He might, yeah. They're actually surprisingly thematic. Mm-hmm. Like they look really ugly, but they feel more thematic than a Euro, I think.
So what got you interested in like those?
So I didn't know what they were before last year, really. I guess I'd heard them mentioned, but like most people, I guess we don't know what they are. But my friend had one of them, and he was getting another one. Mm-hmm. And I think he had played a couple years ago, and they were like, oh, we could try it too. So we played it with him. We were all new. And after we played it, we really liked it. And then my husband, when my husband tends to get like super into a hobby when he's into it. So he researched all the 18xx games. He's like, oh, these ones are good to get. These ones work with 2 players maybe. And so we bought a lot, and we've been playing a lot since. And we've also gotten a lot of our friends into them. So we have a group of friends that we've gotten into 18xx games that we can play with.
That's awesome. I'm still waiting for your Pokemon version to come out.
18 EV.
Dude, so I don't think we talked about it on the podcast, but we did a April Fool's version of Favorite Game Friday to mix review. It was pretty fun. There's a lot of people that loved it and a lot of people that just straight up hated it. So, but I thought it was funny. A lot of people had like really creative things they came up with. And Ambi's was, because she's all at the 18xx games, was a EV version. So
yeah.
And it was funny because because the way 18xx games look, like your cover could have totally passed for an 18xx game.
Yeah, well, except for the Pokemon on the cover, but yeah.
It's pretty awesome. But yeah, you also like a lot of social deduction games too, right?
Yeah, well, one of my favorite games is the Resistance Avalon, which, yeah, so I like that because I like the deduction part of social deduction. I don't like the bluffing part as much.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I like Resistance Avalon. I like Deception Murder in Hong Kong.
Yeah, that was the one I know you've mentioned several times on Favorite Game Friday. That's like our favorite social deduction game.
Yeah, that's way up there. I don't like Secret Hitler as much as the Resistance because Secret Hitler is more bluffing, I think. So it's like a mixture between social deduction and bluffing. It's still fun, but I like the Resistance more.
So in you guys' games of like the Resistance and Secret Hitler and stuff like that, do y'all get into like shouting matches, or do people get overly aggressive, or is that just us?
That happens in some groups, yeah, sometimes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and oh gosh, sometimes at the end of the game when you're guessing Merlin or something, and someone was a really good Merlin, that's epic.
Which is basically like the same mechanic as like the Witness or whatever for deception.
Yeah. The Merlin knows who the bad guys are, but you can't let them know because they'll kill you.
Yeah, and if they kill you, then they win the game.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, we've definitely had some intense social deduction games. I think that's one of the reasons I like Deception, because you actually get to work and deduce things and figure things out, where a lot of the other games, it's like you just really have to like fight with each other to figure out what's going on, and it doesn't normally help out that much. I don't know.
I think Deception is also good because you don't have to be super good at lying.
Yeah.
Because even if they know you're the bad guy, they still have to pick which ones. So
that's why I love Deception.
Yeah.
As the most, because it adds that extra element where everybody can play. The people that aren't comfortable with bluffing and the people that are. It's a complete game.
Yeah.
So I was trying to tell Matt about Insider the other day. I haven't actually got a chance to play it, but I know that you guys like it. Could you tell us a little bit about that game?
That's like a mixture between 20 questions and a social deduction game. One person is the person, I forget what they're called, but they're the person who's answering the questions, and they know the item, and everyone else is asking that person questions. And one person is the insider who also knows the item, but no one knows who that person is. And there's a timer, so if you don't guess the object by the end of the timer, everyone loses. But if you guess the object, everyone else has to guess who the insider is, and if they don't get it right, then the insider wins.
Yeah.
And so the person who's answering the question is on the team of everyone else too, so they're trying to figure out who the insider is. And you can't be too good at 20 questions, because if you just get the answer, then you won't know who the insider is. So that's like a lot of times we're playing and we're just so focused on getting what the thing is that we we forget to like try to figure out who the insider is.
Gotcha.
Is the item that you're guessing on like something that's out of like a card stock, or is it something that the person makes up like on the fly?
Oh, there's a bunch of cards.
Okay.
So the way it works
made
is there's
by
a
the
bunch
same
of cards.
company that makes Fake Artist, right?
Yeah.
And Deep Sea
Oink
Adventures.
Games.
Yeah.
Oink Games, one of my new favorite publishers.
Yeah. They've come up with a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, the way it works is they have cards, and each card has 6 things on it, and then the card backs have numbers on them. And so you flip a card over, the next card back says what number it is, and so you can see it, and then you put it back on top.
That's awesome.
Interesting.
I'm definitely excited to play that one just because it seems very interesting. I guess as someone who, I don't know how you. I'm really excited to play because I want to see how the like deduction and when you are the insider, how you need to act, and when you're not the insider, like what you need to do to say things and figure things out. It definitely seems super meta and deduction in a different way. So definitely excited to try that one out.
Man, you know, with our game group, it's just gonna be like, hey man, would
do you have a gun? We played a game of Spyfall, and for some reason we were at the beach, and a guy who was supposed to be like in the know completely said, "Oh, do you have a gun?" Which just doesn't make any sense for the beach whatsoever. And we're just like, "It's you did it!" And he was just trying to say something off the wall, and I'm like, "That doesn't work in this game." So we always give him a hard time about that. But yeah,
I'm horrible at Spyfall.
It's hard.
Me too.
Matt was saying that it like if you have a little bit of social anxiety about like answering these questions, it can make it sort of weird sometimes, or how exactly to say it, you know.
Yeah, I'm really bad at coming up with questions and answers, so it's just too stressful for me. I don't like it as much.
Right. I was the same way the first time we played. Like you just get put on the spot and you're just like, okay. Yes. Do you have clothes on? I'm not good at this.
I'm really bad at being subtle. Like I'm really terrible at being subtle in the game because when I'm a good guy in a social deduction game, I always want everyone to know that I'm a good guy, but I do it so blatantly that the spy always figures out where we are. So I really need to work more on being more, because that game is like you have to like finesse the answers and questions, and it's really hard to do. So
yeah, it's really hard.
Good times. Well, we gushed about Board Game Blitz a whole lot when Crystal was on, which you probably will never be able to hear, but everybody make sure to check out Board Game Blitz, an awesome podcast that gives you a different perspective about gaming, and they're super short and super awesome. They have lots of cool different segments in the show, so make sure to check that out. Do you want to promote anything else you are doing, Ambi?
I think that was it. My songs. Yeah.
If you want some board game Disney tunes, make sure to check out Ambi's YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm Ambi Rona basically everywhere. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Board Game Geek, Reddit.
Yeah,
my email.
You probably shouldn't give out your Reddit username.
Well, I'm a Reddit mod, so
there you
kind
go.
of high profile there.
There's nothing bad. We'll have the throwaways.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, and we'll definitely see you on Favorite Game Friday and on all the other things.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thanks. And congrats.
Yay.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye.
I feel like
Awesome.
A girl who's just getting asked to prom a whole bunch. Everybody's like, "Oh man, congratulations!" And I'm just like, "I don't deserve any of this."
Awesome. Well, we'll have to do a whole nother questions and answers episode since we had so many awesome guests on the podcast.
Man, you don't want to just plow through this in 15 minutes?
Nope. But I do want to say
2 hours.
Thanks to all of our awesome patrons. I know if you're listening to a podcast, you can't see it, but my hair is currently orange and purple right now. If you check out our Instagram, you can definitely see videos of that over there. But it's because we met a certain goal on Patreon where our patrons got to vote what color my hair was going to be. So we have a lot more exciting stuff coming up on Patreon and some cool videos that are going to go up there too. So make sure to check that stuff out. And we also want to thank some of our patrons. Rob, you go first.
Well, first of all, this man is very near and dear to my heart, and I just want to say that He has made me who I am today. He is not only is he wise and strong, but he's beautiful inside and outside. If you really need to get a good look at yourself, talk to this guy. He is that man in the mirror. He is that guru. He is Adam Sparkles, aka Adam Sparks. Holding up Detroit, holding up the north end of our show and our listeners for us. Adam Sparks is absolutely amazing. Huge shout out to the guy. I love interacting with him online and just getting to get to know these people. But if you're having a bad day, he's that shoulder to cry on. He is that tissue, and he's the funny movie at the end of a hard week. He's a good poop at the end of a great meal. He is.
We're gonna have
everything that is.
We're gonna have patrons starting to request Rob to be the person that announces.
I was gonna
them.
say, why do you keep having him go first?
It just makes us look terrible, Matt.
Oh God.
Anyway,
people pay for this.
He does pay for this, but you know what?
I'm just boy.
He's one of those. Even if he didn't pay, I probably would have dropped a sentence or two, but I still would have said a lot of great things. But the fact that he did pay, I added a couple of things. And you know what, Martin Gavilan, Adam and I, our love is so strong. We don't need a room. The things that are happening to me on my insides right now, they're just it's just wonderful.
Thanks, Adam. Matt.
Man, do we how do we man, I don't know. I just feel so inadequate after that. To piggyback off Rob's comment, when you take a really good poop and you just feel empty on the inside, that's what I feel like now. But my guy is simply named Sean. I don't know if it's Sean Connery or
it totally
any
is.
other
Sean Connery.
various Sean. If it's not Sean Connery, it's probably somebody of equal worth and badassery. Probably not a thick Scottish accent, hopefully. Just a regular Scottish accent. Small broadsword. Otherwise known as a longsword. I'm not good at rambling. I'm really sorry. This is too hard. But Sean, thank you. Your patronage is appreciated.
Awesome. Well, my guy is Steven. Thanks so much, Steven, for hitting us up on Patreon. Your support helps us to be able to do all the awesome things we can. And thanks so much for supporting us over there. And Steven, you are the man. And thanks so much. Awesome, guys. Well, this has been a long podcast.
Thanks, Adam.
They're saying that we should do the 3-hour podcast. Is that what we're doing today?
No.
I mean, if we're going to, I need to go get a beer.
Uh-oh. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks so much for checking this out. This has been our podcast episode 100. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to check it out at youtube.com/Epic Gaming Night. You can also go over there and see a video of me dyeing my hair. Like I actually videotaped with time-lapse me doing the whole thing. And people didn't believe that I'd never dyed my own hair before. They're like, looks pretty solid. And I'm like, thanks man. But yeah, make sure to check us out over there. And also make sure to hit us up on analoggamer.com. We have t-shirts over there. analoggamer.com/Epic Gaming Night. We have 4X t-shirts and Epic Gaming Night t-shirts. Make sure to hit that up. And also hit us up on Twitter and Instagram. We're always talking about the different things that we're doing on the podcast and the games we're playing. But yeah, thanks so much, guys. You guys are amazing.
Yes, and we would not be doing this without you, seriously, because if we had no fan interaction, I would have quit multiple episodes ago. So thank you guys so much for doing this. We greatly appreciate it. It means more to us than you realize.
Yeah, we definitely love interacting with the board game community and especially the Epic Gaming Night community. And all you guys are a part of that. So thanks so much for everything you guys do.
And you're the only people that I get to interact with since everybody else is doing stuff without me.
Peace!
So thank you for that.
Oh, boy.
Awesome,
man,
guys.
Everybody here's just part of our little wooden meeple family. Hang out. We would gather around the fire, but we're made of wood, so we'd burn.
Why didn't Mark come
So-
into Skype?
What do you mean?
Mark did.
No, Mark from Mega MooseCon. We miss you, Mark. Oh, Rob, did you block him?
I probably did.
Sorry, Mark. You've been blocked by Rob. But you wouldn't know
didn't
who that
block- I don't
is.
know.
You wouldn't know who that is, so it doesn't
Mark
matter
Hale?
anyway. No, I'm
Yeah, I
saying
know
Mark
Mark.
doesn't know who you are, Rob.
That is true.
That's okay. Nobody knows who I am. It's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Awesome, guys. Well, thanks
That was
everybody
me.
in chat. This has been a ton of fun. It actually went off really well. Like, I was super nervous. Like, literally, for the well, I guess we're past the audio part, but we literally have like the Skype on the overlay for the video. So I was like, we're gonna get like some trolls coming in and just making fun of us. But everyone was super cool. We had lots of friends. So you guys are the best.
Worked out pretty well for something with little to no planning.
Sorry.
Adam Sparkle says this episode is going to be weird on iTunes. It will be a
Yeah.
little weird on iTunes, but it's still going to be good.
Just
Especially
hanging out on iTunes, like, boy,
Adam-
I hate the sound of my voice.
Adam, do you listen to the show after like being like watching it live? Do you like watch it twice?
That's a good question.
That 30-second delay is making this real awkward.
It shouldn't be a 30-second delay. It's YouTube. Only
Oh.
Twitch has the 30-second delay.
It still has a decent amount of delay. It's not that bad though, I don't think.
Yeah.
He
Nice.
said if I knew ahead of time, he would have worn his kilt only. And he
Sweet.
does. He does listen.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Epically weird. Mark Street, you're amazing.
Awesome, man. Well, we will see you guys next week with episode 101. Dalmatians. Everybody bring a puppy. Peace.